Hello everyone, welcome to another tale of mystery from XBLIG Indie Games. But this time, the mystery takes a bent towards horror. It's called Investigate This, the Scourge of the Scarecrow. Though actually on the dashboard it's just called Investigate This, Scarecrow. I guess the name was too long. And on the cover of the book, we can see a very fearsome, pumpkin-headed scarecrow scaring two people. What will they do to solve the mystery that this scarecrow represents? Only one way to find out, and that's press B to erase our current game. So we can experience the mystery from the beginning. Is your curiosity not piqued at what this scarecrow might be all about and what terror it might bring to our main characters here, who are apparently, as far as I can tell, models from Poser, I think? And how will they solve this mystery as still images with text overlaid on them? They're two young private investigators, and they need the gig. She's the courageous one. He's the pragmatic one. They have such spats. How mysterious. Carson and Hannah have been brought to this mansion for reasons unknown, except that there is a case available to them. But they don't know what the case is. And how odd that it would be such a stormy night that they come to this dark mansion. They're inexperienced. As they said, this would probably be their first big case. But how big is big? Don Messick, critical of your webpage, and surely he should be. Your website is how you present yourself to the world. I mean, how do you expect to draw business and present yourself as a professional if you're going to have typos on your webpage? I probably used frames too. Ah yes, and now it all comes together. That scene we saw at the beginning of the old woman being scared by a scarecrow, we're investigating that. But he is going to pay us either way, so it doesn't matter. Not like those Wright brothers. They'll take any case that comes their way. Absolutely scrupulous. And it does seem a bit suspicious for the person hiring us to refuse to tell us the information he might know. I mean, if we're going to solve this case, don't we need as much information as possible? He's putting us on a time limit. We have 1 week to solve the case of the Scarecrow. And he's not giving us any information at all, other than address. He has a lot of confidence in us. For whatever reason, he seems to think that we've got this in hand. I don't know why he'd think that. But we can choose our player, Carson or Hannah. Hannah does seem like the go-getter of the two, so I guess we'll pick her. And that made her glad. But then I don't shower at home either, so I guess it's just the same. That would be a text equivalent of the sound effects during the shower murder scene in Psycho, if you were curious what that was supposed to be. A lot of extraneous dialogue as we watch them argue. It helps us become emotionally invested in the characters. Free corn maze. Well, it was $5, but now it's free. And Hannah's got her priorities straight. We're on a time limit, but it's a free corn maze. Obviously, Hannah's skill at navigating a corn maze is directly relevant to her ability as a private... Oh! Dead end. We have to go back. Remember, if you're making an Xbox Live indie game and you want professional CG quality graphics, just render it as FMV and just pop those video files into XNA. It's the easiest way to do it, really. That's right, loser. You can't beat our time in the corn maze? You serious? That's not an option. We told you to beat that time. Yep, there he goes. We will stay here all week if we have to. He beat us by 1 second. Yes, I do. But we're not putting up with that. Come on. We're beating that time. It's really quite a simple corn maze, though. It's kind of underwhelming. No wonder it's free. That's right. Improved my time greatly. I like to see Carson beat that. I like how it saves right there, implying how it's saving my best time. And so Hannah and Carson stayed at the corn maze for the next 4 days, forgetting that there was a case that they had been hired to investigate. What's that? Oh yes, Dorothy, that's right. That's right. Carson had been through this before. He knew that as long as he kept beating Hannah, she would never allow him to leave the corn maze. Yes, that is the woman that we saw get very frightened by a scarecrow at the beginning of the game. Game? Is it a game? Yeah, I guess it's interactive fiction. It's an interactive mystery novel. How curious. Didn't Don say that he knew Mrs. Dinkley? So why would Don hire us to investigate this and lie about knowing Mrs. Dinkley? Or was it Dinklage? I'm a detective. She told no one about the Scarecrow. So how did he know? The sites on the computer with the HTTP and the FTPs and the telnets, the protocols. Yes, and she apparently feels that this is all very stupid, that private investigators were hired to investigate a Scarecrow. Perhaps Carson and Hannah will start to feel that way as well. I mean, when you talk about it out loud, it's the sort of thing, you don't realize how stupid you're being until, someone just says it. And that's exactly what we saw. Carson is, skeptical or, revolted. I'm not sure what he's going for there. That is odd. Why would the Scarecrow know that she stopped thinking about selling the farm? Actually, you think that would probably be the other way around. Someone who wanted her to sell the farm would be terrorizing her. But it was only when she started thinking about selling it that the Scarecrow appeared. So someone wants her to stay? So maybe we should talk to Joe and find out what he saw. Yep, we wasted a whole day, most of that at the corn maze. And now we've seen the Scarecrow for ourselves. Well, I mean, she jumped right out of the car when she saw the corn maze. Maybe there's another one around here. It was the same reaction. So it appeared to fly up in the air, just about as we were going to hit it. I get the feeling that Hannah is the type that acts before she thinks. Because where is she even now? Where is this? This is nowhere near the car, Hannah. How far was she running? I mean, it seemed like that she heard something, some movement, and then ran after it. I'm not sure how she ended up 2 miles away. Anyway, there's a wolf. So there's that. We probably should run away from the wolf. Probably should have expected that when we ran after something we heard in the dark that it might end up being a wolf or something of that. Oh, hold on. You see what's happening here? Our skills in the corn maze. Oh. And unfortunately, this mystery had a heavy cost. Oh, no, she's not dead. No, she's alive. But we can make wisecracks anyway. We'll never stop. It's very foggy in this town. Seems like it's been foggy the whole time we've been here. Okay, get a rabies vaccine first thing in the morning. Well, maybe that'll teach her not to run off in the night for a couple miles upon hearing a slight sound. Expressions. Yeah, those facial expressions allow us to become emotionally invested in these characters. Emotions. See, that expression just changing every time allows us to connect with Hannah. Carson, on the other hand, his expression never really changes. Her face is just constantly moving. However, it's sort of like the, I guess the Weeping Angels in Doctor Who. It only moves when you don't look at it. When we look at it, it just kind of stops dead. I'm not sure what expression that's supposed to be. Deep in thought, maybe? Oh, Carson's expression changed. He has a slight smile. Oh, we have a choice on how we can respond. Actual interaction. How about that? Well, so far, everything that these two have said has been sarcastic, so I guess this is the best answer. Oh, he knows Don Messick. He's a rival PI. You can tell by looking at him. He's a hardened detective. A gumshoe, even. Bart always gets paid. The Bart Brannigan team always wins. I have a feeling that he should have a theme song. He seems like the type that a theme song would play whenever he enters or leaves somewhere. Oh, more extraneous dialogue to allow us to feel the connection between Hannah and Carson, the sort of relationship they have as they constantly snipe back and forth. I bet the Bart Brannigan team gets right to the point. That's why they're the winning team. Okay, the first thing we can do is get the rabies vaccine shot, but I mean, honestly, we only have a few days to solve this case, so we could probably put that off. Probably should interview Joe. I mean, Dorothy did say that Joe saw the Scarecrow as well. We can assign Carson and Hannah to tasks, however, for this one, we have to assign both of them at once. What if we said yes? See, Carson, way to blow that advantage. He would have bought that we were cops. No, you don't? I have a trench coat in the back. I also have a fedora. A bunch of fedoras, actually, if you want one. It goes with the trench coat. They're very stylish, you know. I post pictures of myself on the internet all the time wearing them. They look really good. I get compliments. But Joe doesn't quite believe his mother. He doesn't seem to be owning up to seeing the Scarecrow himself. Or maybe Dorothy was wrong. Maybe he didn't see anything. Yeah, luckily it just sort of flew straight up into the air. Yeah, I think a bored kid has attained the power of flight. Anyone in your town who you can think of who would be able to do that? Joe is not quite sure if he can take us seriously. It's understandable. I'm sorry, Joe, we actually do have an angle. We're actually recording this. We intend to post the videos on YouTube about, basically the way it goes is, you know, one of us will be talking to the camera and the Scarecrow will be standing in the background and it'll be like we don't notice him. And it's like later on we watch the tape and it's like, oh, he's right there. Who is that? And then like as the tapes go on, the Scarecrow gets closer and closer. And it's like really creepy. Sure to be a YouTube phenomenon. Speaking of the weather, it's very foggy in this town, if you've noticed. It was foggy last night, and it's foggy now. But Joe is saying that he wants his mother to sell the farm. He wants to get out of this life as a farm boy. Start living for himself. It's a reasonable dream. Everyone should be able to live for themselves. But the Scarecrow apparently doesn't want Dorothy to sell the farm, so who would not want her to sell? So Joe might be giving us a lead. Maybe this Zhang wants the farm. But wait, if she wanted the farm, then why would she be... But the Scarecrow doesn't want Dorothy to sell. Oh, isn't that suspicious? Kind of. I don't know, maybe? But they're scaring her to not sell the farm. I know that doesn't make much sense, but apparently that's what's happening. Some stupid kids. So Joe doesn't know anything. But he was able to give us some names. Maybe we should... Yeah, that's right. Joe was totally us. Carson can sympathize with Joe. He knows where Joe is coming from. Carson thinks Joe is alright, because Carson used to be Joe. That's understandable. I mean, if you do go to someone and tell them that you're investigating a Scarecrow that's scaring an old woman, that probably just does seem a little silly. Alright, what do we got to do? Alright, there's that rabies thing. The case really does take priority, though. We've just found out about Zhang Li. Maybe, might be worthwhile speaking with her. I mean, it's good to speak with all friends of Dorothy, I think. That Bart Brannigan, he's always keeping an eye out. That's why he's on the winning team. We are private investigators, just investigating a case with a scarecrow scaring an old woman. Apparently his head is a pumpkin. Does that sound familiar? I don't know. No, the Scarecrow doesn't want Dorothy to sell the land. I know it seems backwards, but they clearly said that. No, I mean, running a farm is hard work. I don't know why she'd want one. Maybe we should just start saying that, yes, we're police detectives. We are definitely with the police. We have authority. Well, we don't actually have that information. Joe just guessed that. So maybe Joe was just jumping to conclusions. Yeah, you could work from anywhere as a writer, including a farm. I think you've just trapped yourself. Yeah, wishing to be left alone. I guess one way to be left alone is to scare everyone else away, huh? And now we're someplace else entirely. Where is this? I don't think we've seen this before, but we're on the streets of someplace at night and it's still foggy. It's very foggy in this town. Oh, come on now. Caffeine addiction is necessary, really, to just get through daily life. All right. We have a time limit on the case, but instead of talking about it tonight, we instead went to an amusement park. That seemed like a good use of time. And it's Tuesday. We only have until Friday to solve it. Oh, rabies shots, come on. Okay. Had to save there for some reason. Yes, I also recall people might react to hostility when you accuse them of being scarecrows, dressing up as scarecrows and frightening old women. I forget where I read that, though. Encyclopedia Brown was awesome. Was there an Encyclopedia Brown game ever made? That seems like a shame if there wasn't. That seems like that would lend itself very well to a game. Even though Encyclopedia Brown totally was grasping at straws with a lot of his solutions. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a lot of the times he didn't actually get hard proof. He just made people admit that they were guilty by wordplay. I mean, maybe that's the type of investigator that Carson is. Oh, there's that rabies shot. Let's... Well, let's see, what else do we have? Oh, we can background check Zhang Li and family. I mean, we are focusing on Zhang Li for right now, so maybe we should do that. It'd be good to get... Okay. So, some of these things we can assign to a single detective, so we can split up and get more done in one day. Hannah's saying don't assign this to Carson. Well, maybe Carson can handle it. I'll assign Carson to that and see what happens. Let's also check the local history of the farm. And I'll assign Hannah to that. We will get to the bottom of this. That's a really rude way to start a conversation. First-person bookstore. Am I done already? Oh, yeah, there was a padlock on that. What? Is this just a battle of wills? Key versus lights? See, maybe I should have just assigned Carson to this. He probably wouldn't have had this trouble. I am the authorities. Well, wasn't that a waste of time? I got thrown out of the public library. And I can never go back. It's a good thing I don't live in this town. Okay, yeah, so Carson should have been the one to do that in the first place. But, okay, there we go. I was thinking that Carson didn't have anything to say about what he looked at. John is apparently an acclaimed author. Maybe? I mean, even if it's true, does it really have to do with the case? Alright, yeah, the rabies shot, I know, but... Alright. Okay, only Carson can go this time. We will get information out of there. Alright, and let's assign, I don't know how important this is, but we'll give Hannah something to do. And hopefully she doesn't get thrown out of City Hall. Don't throw your coffee in her face. That's some... Oh, hold on. It's really nothing, honestly. It's just a little bite. Wow. That is quite a bill. And because we didn't get the rabies shot, our careers as private investigators end in heartbreak. Did we really fail? Or did we discover that the real culprit is the American healthcare system? And that is Investigate This, the Scourge of the Scarecrow, where, like with the Wright brothers, a case that appears to be one thing, investigating the identity of some pumpkin-headed scarecrow, turns into a horror story of the medical kind. And thus, hopes and dreams are broken and ground into dust because of a large hospital bill. Remember to get your rabies shots on time. That's the moral of the story.